Well, if you know me, if you know this podcast, you know that we have been through so many changes recently, but I also stopped uploading for like more than 5 weeks. And I was busy. I was doing a filmmaking course, and this episode is what I expect to share with you, basically, from all this experience. Because I actually wanted to make a whole vlog and document the process, but it was just too much, and I was not like able. I didn't have time and energy to document it all. So I still want to share stuff that I've learned, and I still want to go back into my episodes, my silly little things, my project, my podcast here, my YouTube videos. I want to see what I have to offer now that I have made like 4 weeks every day learning filmmaking, actually. And I feel like I have a lot to share, but just that you know, I'm not a teacher. I don't have a lot of experience, and I'm not here to tell you specific things that I've learned or to teach you or just to share with you very detailed or even not so very detailed stuff. I'm here to share personal reflections as an artist, as a person that went through this course, and a lot of insights. So maybe this can be useful if you also want to study something new, if you also were like afraid of making something that scared you, like a course, like a learning, like pivoting your career or whatever. You are my friend, you're a creative friend that I have here, and I'm gonna be in your ears telling what I just lived here in Berlin in these last weeks. Well, I decided that I will tell names, but only because there are a lot of creative people in Berlin that are sending me sometimes messages and DMs, and they want to know. And these are the things that I wish I knew like years ago when I arrived in Berlin, in Germany, especially, that I am not like included in the bubbles, and I want to know where to study, with whom to talk to, or where are the places to go. So I will share my experience in my school. And again, this is not sponsored. There were a lot of nice stuff, a lot of suggestions that I would still give. I would totally recommend this course for someone that can afford, but there's like pros and cons in everything that I would say. But I have made the filmmaking summer course in BIM, an institute from London or the UK bought it. So it is Med Film School, but also BIM now. And they are like a small institute compared to Catalyst, for example. There's a bigger one here in Germany, in Berlin as well, not in Germany. I liked that they were like quite smaller. I liked that they felt more intimate, I would say. And they were quite like expensive, but the same price that you would pay in any other school for filmmaking, which includes a lot of equipments and a lot of stuff. So they were like on the price, but I did pay like over 1,500 for this course of 4 weeks. Enough about details. Now you know where it was. Now you know the essential, and I can share with you more like the personal insights that I had. First of all, I would say, as a person that have been editing for content over the last years, I have learned to communicate things visually. And this seems like pretty obvious, I know, but this is a huge learning for myself. Like, as an actress, I guess I was always very aware of body language, how people present themselves. I'm like married with a painter and we communicate. I also draw, and it was never this clear to me that I can communicate just with images, because look at me having a podcast, a blog. I like to write, I like music, I like the sound of stuff, I like languages, I like making mistakes in public because I don't know, or my accent is weird, whatever. So I am pretty used to communicate with words, or trying to communicate with words, or my life so far as an immigrant, as a human being, is provoked and challenged by, I do have to learn the language, I have to learn how to communicate myself as a woman, I have to express and be very clear with what I want, with what I don't want. And there was a lot of this in this course as well. I still acted in this. I was also a director for some days. I have to communicate verbally. I have to learn how to write a script. And those things were very, very, very challenging. And usually in content, you would put like subtitles, a title, a text. You would give so much information to the viewer because the viewer is bored or busy or eating something or distracted, and you want to make sure that they get it. And I didn't have to do this in this course. Like, I have learned so much about DaVinci, which is this, like, at least I want to edit this podcast in DaVinci, but I haven't learned anything about titles or how to work with texts in DaVinci. I know how to color grade now, I know how to edit, but I haven't learned anything around text because it's not necessarily. I am learning how to tell a story or a message with the audio and the images, and that's it, basically. I guess I started pretty weird, these reflections, but let's move on. People from all around the world. I guess I was very blessed because in my class I was like with 3 other people, and that's it. It was a very small group, and we bonded like in a very different way, and they were all like nice people, so it was a very pleasant experience as an introvert, as someone that can get like very anxious in society and so many people around me. So I was like not anxious at all, and I usually start thinking that people hate me when I'm there, but it's only because I hate them and it's only because I'm nervous, and that didn't happen this much in this course. So I'm pretty happy that it was soft and that people were nice, and they came from all around the world. And I've realized that people can be very different. Like, I was very different from them. They were very... One guy, Daniel, if you're watching this or listening, he was from Australia, Keely is from London, and then Supneet was from India, Punjab, and we were like... But he's living in Helsinki now. I am a Brazilian, but I am here 3 years already. So we were from all over the world and talking different English and trying to understand each other. Idea to do something very complex, which is a movie, to write a script, and we had a lot of problems with language. Like, we had to translate stuff, we had to change the script because it doesn't really make sense when you translate, or for someone that don't speak English as a native person. So it was very complex, and for me, as someone that like loves languages, and I have studied languages in my graduation as well, I felt like there are limits, and this version of myself that I have been for the past years, like the Lulu for real, wanting to be like polyglot and create art for everyone in the world. I still believe in this because I'm living in Berlin. There's like multilingual stuff everywhere. There's a lot of immigrants. This course was like for people from 4 corners of the world, but still there are limits. There are barriers. Like, my therapist just keep telling, there is a limit. You cannot, like, you don't understand the language that they are speaking, so why they should understand yours? And there will be a point where you cannot express yourself how you wish. So this is also a big lesson, I guess, for the future projects that I will be in, the future people that I want to work with, being an immigrant, for working in an international projects. I guess there is something that like woke me up, and I need to study languages always, parallel from everything that I'm wanting to learn still. I can never give up on learning like English again, or going back to another random language, or just to try to not just improve my language skills, but try to get it, the essence behind the limits and the barriers that the language can offer. Because at the end, we were all very different, having different cultural backgrounds or experiences, but the essence were the same. We are there to make a movie, we are there for weeks together. So once we understand that the essence, we have like an objective and we want to achieve those, there is also like no language that's gonna stop. So I do believe that this is possible and can be creative and can be frustrating as well, but once you are aware of what you want to create with people, then you can work with everyone, even people that you don't really match, that you don't really bond, because it's work, it's a profession, you have an objective and you know what you want. So this leads to my next point, which is I have been feeling since my whole graduation in Brazil in acting, for example, that this is not a profession. Maybe this is my culture, maybe this is my graduation, maybe this is me, but there is a saying in Portuguese that when you say fazendo arte, it means that you are like playing, that you're messing around, that you are not taking something seriously. I guess the combination of it all just made me feel very unprofessional whenever I wanted to make money or work with art. And after this course, I just am very certain that it is not this way, that art is a profession. It can be, at least, especially making films, and especially the whole departments and this whole industry. It is an industry. And I guess that's also like maybe the difference between theater and stage and then the whole industry, which is making movies. There is like so much going on in our society nowadays with content, with internet, with entertainment, with all of this combined. All of this is an industry. And I was denying this, at least for myself. I was like not realizing that all what I'm doing here is a work, recording my voice, offering you my image, writing, even when this is like not a professional script, this is writing, taking time, I'm gonna edit this. All of this is a work. And if I'm not paying you for your attention, someone else is. So I guess I've just like realized that this is so serious and this is a profession. And how do I want to continue doing this? How do I want to approach all these possibilities, from internet content to making real movies or making plays? Another thing that I have learned, and this is connected with the internet and the world we're living right now, is that my generation has learned to do everything alone. Not just the world has become more isolated, and it's not just internet, there's something else going on that I still can't name it, but I am forced to believe that I have to do everything alone. This can be, again, very personal. It can be more my experience in this world or a generational thing, but I feel like very isolated all the time. I feel like I have to prove that I can do this by myself, very like overachieving and very selfish at the end of the day, honestly. So I have been trying to do every single one of my projects in my way, or doing a lot, like putting a lot in my plates, or saying yes for so many things, or trying to be the one that has the most responsibilities in everything that I'm doing. And that doesn't work. Like, that doesn't make any sense in the world of filmmaking, especially, but in anything. And I guess I have talked about this here in this podcast before, because I have seen many artists achieving beautiful things when they do it alone. And there is a sense of saying exactly what I wanted to say with this project only if I do it alone, because I am in control of everything. So I really get the time and the chance to do it how I wanted. So I'm really like proud of what I do when I do it alone. It doesn't mean that people will like it. It doesn't mean that it is great for other people, but it's great for me when I do it by myself. Like, I have the feeling that I haven't made any art in this course. And this is okay, because it was a course. I was learning, I was doing many things. I have learned really a lot, but I have the feeling that I did no art. And that scared me. Like, am I gonna feel this only when I'm doing my silly little projects, my YouTube video or my vlogs or my something? In doing my art by myself, it feels way better than making something that often doesn't really resonate anymore with my aesthetic or with what I like. So that's a dilemma right there. But still, I have learned that it's not possible. Like, it's truly not possible. Even this YouTube videos or any podcast that I am still able to do by myself, they are being watched by someone else, like you right now, or listened by. So I don't really want to fall into this trap of believing that I can do or that I must do everything by myself, all alone, and just fall into burnouts and not really creating something new, not really learning anything else, and not really being creative, because I'm always gonna be doing something that just pleases me. Then you can fall like into hobbies and you don't really have to finish something because if it is just for you, so you can do it and then let it go and not do it again. So I feel like I've learned that the teamwork of it all, it's worthy, even if I don't have this feeling that I have made art or that everything went out accordingly to my aesthetic. It doesn't matter because I am part of something bigger. And I guess I have to learn as a generation, I don't know, but I have to learn this. I have to learn to believe in the power of just being something small, part of a huge thing, and not anymore this ego, the selfish feeling that I have to do it all by myself. And that works for everyone that is out there being everything on the list, doing everything and trying to be better or great in everything is just not possible. And that's a topic for another podcast eventually, because I am this person as well, so we need to talk about this. But honestly, for now and for this industry and for the sake of the moment that I'm leaving, because I'm like 25, I just have to sit down and admit to myself, I cannot do everything. I actually want to do less and achieve more this feeling that I'm doing something bigger than myself, because I'm gonna go someday. So yeah. Now, I'm about to share with you a weird story. While I was in this course, I got an email offering me a role in a movie. There was like an international movie that was going to be filmed in France. There was going to be in English and French. And it was like a producer, director, and director of cinematography. Like, he was also doing everything by himself. And he was from LA, but he was living in Paris because the movie was going to be in Paris. The second I got this email, I trusted it because this is like my professional email. I only get like real stuff there because this is linked to my agency, to my platforms, to my website. So I never really doubt anything in this email. But there was already something off, like there was no script. Whenever you get like a casting, there's not made by a director of casting or a casting director, and it is with no script, you should just like not even read it. But I wanna believe that people have nice intentions. I wanna believe that they are wanting to make something with a small budget and whatever. So I even answered this email being interested, and I got another email that was like confidential, and I could not do any screenshot, or I could just read it once and then the email was gone and blocked. And there was standing that I had to do like sex scenes and nudity scenes. And whenever this comes, I also don't get so triggered because you have like intimate coordinators nowadays. You have so much around it. There's like one contract only for nudity. There's so much around it that I was like, if you're making an international movie and it was like a period movie as well, that's just so expensive. The guy had like many actors and actresses in this movie, so you have a budget. Why wouldn't you have an intimate coordinator or a casting director already? So there was really something off, and I was in the moment. Like, I made a call with this person. This person wanted so much to do a call with me, and I agreed. I was already like auf der Hut, we say in German. I was like misstrauisch. I was really not trusting this guy already. I was like, this is off. My intuition telling me like, no. But I also like, in my brain, I had nothing to lose. It was just an audio call. I tried to call in video, but the person haven't took my calls in video. It was just audio call. And then once we did a FaceTime audio call, I recorded the whole conversation, and it was like 2 hours. The first hour was just this person talking, gossiping, talking that he hates the industry, that he hates so many things. So maybe he is actually someone that is very frustrated. I was trying to understand, like, who is this person and what is this project? Why does it sound so weird? Trying to catch the person, basically. And my husband was in this room all the time with me as well. And whenever I told no, he was like, but this is an audition. I don't get why you are not trusting your potential. This is your chance. If you are not able to like do a sex scene, that's maturity. You have to do it at some point. He was really gaslighting, really bullshitting me, basically. And I was like, you don't know me. You don't know all the other projects that I have. You don't know the other opportunities there are in my email box, whatever. So I ended up telling him that I would want to do this so that I could go out of this call, and I never answered this email again. I was thinking, what do I do with this now? Maybe I go to the police, I don't know. So I'm telling this mostly that if you are an actor or a model or whatever, that you take care. The word has gone wild, and this profession is really, up until today, very disclassified. I felt very disrespected as a person, as a woman, and as an actor. Like, I really didn't understood why this person wanted to take my time for something that is not legitimate. It was not real. It was, I don't know what this person wanted to do. I don't want to know as well. But I do want to share with you that this whole experience happened with me for a reason, maybe. And I was in this day doing a seminar of production. I was in this day knowing each name for the contracts. I was like very sharp in my course, so I knew everything that you have to have. And this guy didn't got me because I know better than he does. But there are a lot of people out there that are starting, or they don't really know, and they could fall into this trap easily because it was a well-made one. And I feel like in one hand I have learned that this is a profession that I can grow so much and I can offer so much, and there are so many nice things going on, and a nice community and nice people around the world supporting me, and friends that I've made, and teachers and actors that I know in Berlin now. And in the other hand, I feel like this is so problematic as well. There are so many things that are wrong in this industry and so many traps that you can fall into. So learning how to build your safe community is everything, and not only here in my YouTube or my podcast, not only my online community, but mostly a real one that is made of directors and actors and people that are studying this as well, one of people that know everything that I'm telling, because I have talked with my friends, I have talked with my family in this time, like between emails and before this phone call and after this phone call. I was like asking for help, but sometimes people are not aware of your job, aware of this industry, and they cannot even help. So it was very important to have new friends, a community, teachers that were there for me. At the moment that I shared this with my class, with my group, they were like, what the fuck? And I felt like lighter. Like, yeah, community. Find the people that belong to the same safe place that you want to be in your career, even if this is like a creative career. And this could be like breaking the rules, this could be complexer than other industries and other careers. But because of this, you need to be very, very sharp and very aware and very intentional with your projects, with whatever you're doing, and your limits as well, and having the people around you that you trust mostly. Another thing that I've learned in this course is that I have to make one singular movement. The rest is gonna like follow. There is for real like a consequence for each decision that I'm making, especially in my creativity, especially in my career and in life in general. But in this case, the universe was like showing me, not just with this example that I just gave, but also like with real stuff. I was just posting in my stories like moments of this course, and someone that is also Brazilian that also lives in Berlin wanted me to do like the color grading for her documentary. And I was like, oh my god, this is the chance. I can be honest with her and tell that I don't have so much experience, and she wants me still, like, and she is looking for someone exactly like me that also speaks her language, that I have a place in this all. And once you show the world your work, like I have been creating my website and curating better my content, or if I'm here, if I am present in the social media, so I can be intentional with this, then people see this. And it's not like you that is probably far away from me, but actually people that live in the same city that I live, that work with this and that wanna work together. Like they don't have to be fans or followers, they are people that are here and they wanna do something together. So just a reminder that, and you wanna film something, edit something, you want me to color grade, you want me to just be a partner in your project, just let me know. There is a place in my website that you can do so, but there's also my email that I will leave here in the description, and also, as always, the comments. You can always let me know in the comments as well, and I would love to be part of people's projects. This is something that I've talked already, how I am migrating my perception of making art only with my own aesthetic, only with my own style, in my way, all alone, and now making art with other people. So I am doing now the color grading for this lady, and it's not just my taste and it's not just my project, but I can be the one that did one little thing for this project, and now it is even better. And I haven't done this, but I was part of it, basically. So I feel so excited. I have already like editing and color grading gigs coming up. So I see the one movement that I have made, like taking this course, already directly gave me opportunities, and it is showing me the way that I could continue. So being more active in my dreams, honestly. I cannot just sit here and tell nothing is going on for me if I really did nothing over the past year. So I feel like this has changed. One of the final things that I've learned in the reflections of this course is that there are so many ways. You have screenwriting, you have directing, and then you have the cinematography itself, you have sound, then you have the lighting, and then you have so many people involved, like a whole team. And I still don't know like where to go. I still don't know which ways should be for me, and I feel like I have just learned this now, so I don't really know where to go next. I feel like there are so many more opportunities coming to me in editing and color grading, as I just told, but I felt that I could be evolving in some of the things that I have found even the most challenging in this course. For example, writing and directing were like very challenging for me, and at the same time is a nice challenging, like I want to be better at this. So I feel like this is just gonna show me the way, and I probably just want to do like more courses about writing and directing. I have already another course that I will be making at the beginning of October for directing actors here in Berlin as well, and this is somewhere in between of trying to find where should I fit in all of this industry, because there are so many departments, there are so many different ways, and that changes for each project as well, but I still want to discover more. I feel like this is the best for someone that wants to do everything like me, someone that's like very multitasking, very multi-talent, and very creative, and want to do one thing, but then tomorrow I want to do another thing. I feel like this is the right industry to be in it, because you have your part and you still think about everything else, and you communicate, and you can allow yourself to be the sound in this project and then write something for the other. And there's just too much in this industry that it feels like my too much is matched finally. So yeah. I also have learned that I love acting, actually. Like, for some reason I hate acting many times, and for some reason I stopped acting, And in this short film that we've made, I played a small role, and I felt like this is so nice. So I cannot really not tell this here and not document this feeling, because I love doing this as well. So I wanna go behind the camera. I wanna be part of the making of it. I love editing, I love directing, I love having this idea, this concept, and writing. I love like cinematography as well, and I love producing something, even dealing like with budget, with organization and everything. But I don't want to forget that I love acting as well, and that this is what is inside me. And I started as an actor, so I will always be an actor, and I love doing this for real. Like, this is so nice. So yeah, final thing, and this is more specific. I thought I would not say anything more specific, but that's it. You can do whatever you imagine nowadays. And I'm not even talking about AI. I'm not even talking about, I don't know, effects or visual effects or a lot of money. I am talking about small possible things that you can really make, especially like in DaVinci, which is this new editing program that I'm working with. There is just so much possible that I was like afraid of. I for some reason have been editing in something very basic my whole life, which was Wondershare Filmora, which is also amazing and also like has many tools already. But for some reason, I guess we are afraid of what is more complex. And actually, it's gonna be more complex. You will have like to dedicate hours and struggle, but once you do it, the gratification is like, oh my god, I can do this. Like, I can actually make something more complex as well and appreciate it. So it was overwhelming, but at the same time, as a person that is like editing since 2020, even like working as an editor already, I had questions, I had problems, I had things that were like making the editing such a struggle. And this program just fixed it. Just there is like possibilities, there is technologies, there is a new way to do this that is gonna help me. So it takes time, it takes a lot of effort. I have to learn it, I have to Google it, but it's there. So it was a huge lesson, not just for the technical of it all, but for everything actually, that there is a way to do whatever I imagine. It doesn't mean that it will be as I imagined it to be, but there is a way to do whatever I imagine. And I guess this sentence should be with you and with me for the rest of the eternity. We should remember as a creative, as an artist, that there is a way to do whatever you imagine. And this is even more possible nowadays with AI, with everything, but there is always a way to do whatever we imagined. So yeah, a huge thank you for all my teachers, Nico, Athanasius. I also have learned with Smina and with Juan and so many more, like Matthias. I really had like so many teachers and tutors that were like amazing. And a huge thanks and hugs for Daniel, for Supnit, for Akili. They were like my colleagues. And I hope you, there's also like watching and listening this now, felt some sort of inspiration for learning something new and realizing that you can create whatever you want to create actually. And I really hope that this podcast like inspired you to make another course, to get creative and to do whatever your imagination is asking you to do. I am excited to see where this is gonna go. I am, as always, very grateful to have the space, to have this project, to have some sort of community. So thank you so much for being here, for letting me feel safe, and for sharing also your time and your ideas and your creativity. If you have any idea, if you want to film something, if you want to work together, I will leave my website, my email in the description. And in my website, you can also see my portfolio as an actor, as a filmmaker. You can also support these projects. You can also find more about me and follow me more in other social media. Before you go, I want to make a recommendation at the end of every episode of books, movies, and this time I want to recommend you Hot Milk, which is a movie. I personally love movies that are very symbolic and that works with silence and symbols and telling like a mystery story, sort of. So I will leave it like this. And I also have a book to recommend you, which is Directing Actors, but also The Film Director's Intuition, both from Judith, and she is amazing. I have been reading both of them for this course, but also for myself. And if you're also like into filmmaking or directing, I guess this is a nice place to start if you just want a recommendation. If you are just another creative, can be very interesting as well. Or maybe if you're just an actor, you can also like love these books as much as I'm loving them. So yeah, I will see you in the next episode with more books, movies, recommendations, and also more personal reflections around my creative journey here. So yeah.